Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. Today I am continuing my series of reviews by taking a look back at Countdown number 38. Countdown is known as Countdown: The Final Crisis for its last 24 issues. Since this is a countdown, the story order for the numbering is backwards, so you start with issue 51 and read down to issue number 1. And I have been doing that. I have reviews from issue 51 down to now issue number 38. So issue 38 is written by Paul Dini, with pencils by Jesus Says, and inks by Jimmy Palmiotti, and colors by Tom Chu. The cover is by Shane Davis and Matt Banning and Alex Sinclair. So be sure to watch the previous videos for this series if you haven't read the series, because it jumps around a lot and you'll need to know what's happening to understand this review. Alright, so starting off, the cover is kind of goofy. You know, Shane Davis is a really great artist. I do like his art, especially when he draws Superman and stuff, but I just think this Jimmy Olsen cover is really silly. So starting off on the first page is pretty exciting, actually. So there is like a global crisis because a lot of the planes and things are crashing. There's I guess 30 different incidents that are happening, and it's because the computers are failing and they don't know why. So we see this really interesting scene at Metropolis Airport where Superman, Power Girl, and Supergirl are catching airplanes one after the other that are crashing out of the sky. And then on the next page we see this really cool 2-page spread, which I think is really awesome, and it shows the different heroes helping avert the disasters. So we see Hal Jordan, he's out there in space and he's rescuing a space shuttle that has lost control. We see the Justice Society of America, and they are fighting the prisoners who are escaping from Stryker's Island in Metropolis. And then we see Uncle Sam and the Freedom Fighters over here, and they're catching and stopping missiles that are launching on their own. So we go to the next page and it changes scenes. There's another thing going on here with Zatanna and Mary Marvel. And, well, what happened is Mary Marvel gained powers. She got Black Adam's powers, so she sought out Zatanna to get advice, and Zatanna was on this cruise ship. So then we pick up with them and they're here, and then this character gets launched out of the water and crashes down, and he's kind of a bad guy. He works for Darkseid, so he starts turning the people into sea creatures, the innocent people on the ship, and Mary Marvel's like, stop touching people, and she blasts him, as you see here, and she actually blinds him, and he touches her and it burns a hole through her costume, and she's gonna kill him probably. And Zatanna says, Mary, back it down, what's wrong with you? And then it changes scenes again. That's one thing with this Countdown series, is it really jumps around like crazy. So on the next page it changes scenes, and the Oracle is combating the hacker who is causing all the planes to crash and stuff. So he's the supervillain named Calculator, and they're having a back and forth with hacking each other's computers and stuff, and he actually takes out the electricity in Gotham. So then we change scenes again. So the Piper and the Trickster are on the run because one of the Flashes, Bart Allen, was murdered by the Rogues, and they're a member of the Rogues. So they had been stopped in the last issue by Batwoman and the Question. And there's this really funny scene right here. I really laughed when I read this, but Batwoman's questioning them, and Trickster pulls out these puppets and doing a little puppet show to reenact how they're innocent. And she doesn't think it's funny and punches him, but the Question believes the story and lets them go. So we go back, and this part I thought was funny too. Oracle makes a virus, and she calls it the Mr. Mind virus, so it's like the villain Mr. Mind, and she unleashes it on him, and it takes out Calculator's stuff. So Karate Kid and Una, who is Triplicate Girl, but the three, instead of being three, she's merged into one now, so they call her Una, are there, and they're asking Oracle for help. And then we're back to Mary Marvel, and she's fighting all of the monsters, the humans that had been turned into monsters. And Zatanna's turning the monsters back into humans and telling Mary to calm down. Then we see this here, and this guy bursts out of the water, and it's really amazing. crazy looking. So, and the guy is Infinity Man, so he's one of the new gods, and he kills this guy here, who's named Slig, and he's a bad guy that works for Darkseid, so he kills him and flies away, and Mary and Zatanna are just kind of like, what the heck? So anyways, we go to the next page, and this is actually what the cover was relating to. So Jimmy Olsen has superpowers. Yes, I know, it's silly. But anyways, he's trying to join the Teen Titans, and he tries out with Robin, and his powers don't activate. So that's what happened there. And then we're back on the cruise ship, and Zatanna is turning the monsters back one by one. Mary's like, that's too slow. So she just changes them all back at once. And Zatanna's like, wow, I didn't know you were that powerful. I'm concerned about you, Mary. And then we see on the bottom panel that Eclipso, the supervillain Eclipso, is watching them through a crystal. So we go to the next page. And it's the monitors. They're just discussing what's going on because they watch everything. And yeah, we're back to Oracle, and Karate Kid asks her for help, and he says, to make a long story short, I'm dying. So he asks her for help for that. And so I guess we'll find out more about that in the next issue. And we go to the next page, and we see on Apocalypse here, and it's Darkseid, and he's talking about how basically his minion being killed was part of his master plan. So, and then we get this last few pages. It's called The History of the Multiverse. This is chapter 12, and it's been going in chronological order, so in this issue it's actually up to the current continuity at the time. This is the monitors, and they're discussing what's happening, actually the current event of this countdown story. And they're, discussing how the people and heroes traveling between the universes has been causing damage to the source wall, and they have to stop it. So that's all for now. That's my review of Countdown number 38. I know it's been a while since the last one I did. I'll have a link to it, though, in the description box, issue number 39, and definitely check them out if you haven't watched them. I've done over a dozen issues in this series so far. Alright, that's all for now, and as always, thanks for watching.
End of line.